is a trauma mass casualty kit that I've built so that I can respond to multiple casualties. But you know what? So's this. So if you're one of my five faithful, you know I'm always building new kits. And this is one I've thrown together. It consists of two Recon Medical tourniquets. Got a pair of shears there, probably also either Recon Medical or from Monkey. What is it? Monkey, Mil-Spec Monkey. I buy shears from them. And inside this pouch, I have multiple wound dressings. Those are 4-inch wound dressings. And then over here, I've got two 6-inch wound dressings. And you know, that's a simple kit, not a lot there. But what is there would be really good for responding to, you know, not just self-care. This isn't just a personal IFAC. This is responding to several gunshot victims. You know, 2 tourniquets and a total of 6 battle dressings. You know, or maybe one guy that's been shot a lot. I'm not sure. But point is, that's a small mass casualty kit or trauma response kit. But you know, these things cost money. You know, they're like, I don't know, $7.99 a piece. These things here, 20 something bucks. They cost a little bit of money. And while I believe in them, and I believe you should, you know, be stocking up on these things as you can afford it, there's other ways to go. You don't have to remain totally you know, empty-handed until you can get this kind of stuff together. So what I've done is I've put together a poor man's version of a mass casualty response kit, and that's what we're really here to look at. So this is what's inside my poor man's mass casualty trauma response kit. And you know, it may look, some of it looks homemade. I assure you it's not homemade, but I've gone as inexpensively as I could to get you what you need. Now we know that tourniquets don't have to look like this. Tourniquets have been around since the Roman Legion. There's photos online you can Google of Roman issue, I guess, tourniquets. So the ideas and the concept of tourniquets have been around for a long time. And the fact is, you can make a tourniquet out of a lot of things. I took a class recently where the instructor actually had me make a tourniquet out of a stapler, you know, a little office hand stapler, and a torn t-shirt. And you know, it's wonderful to practice that way, because really what you need to do is to be able to stop the blood flow from the limb, on the limb where the life-threatening wound is, this just gushing blood. And we all know you don't need a tourniquet just because you're bleeding a little bit. It's when you've got that arterial flow that's going to end your life in mere minutes if you don't get the blood flow stopped, the leakage, the loss stopped. That's when you need a tourniquet. So what I've got here, these are some oak dowel rods, 2 different sizes here. I wasn't sure which would be better, but it turns out these skinny ones, I think they're 1/4 inch, I'm not sure, they work just fine. They're oak though. If you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you want to get some dowel rods, get oak. Don't get balsa or something like that. I just bought, these are less than $2 a piece for a 36 or something like that inch long piece. So these are 2 dowel rods at less than $2 a piece. So I'm holding less than $4 there. I just cut them, and I haven't even rounded them off, but it'd be nice to kind of smooth off the edges. And you've got you some nice pieces for making your tourniquet. And the other part would be these bandages. Now you could go make yourself some bandages. You could take some old t-shirts and cut them in such a way to make strips. But I spent a little bit of money and ordered these off Amazon. And I mean, these are cheap. I have one over here. These are fairly cheap triangular bandages, but I've already tested them, and you know what? You can make a tourniquet out of them. It works. So, and I'm throwing the price up here because I don't remember it offhand. So, you know, get you a mess of these things and just leave them in the package. They even come with a little safety pin, really cheap safety pins. But these two items together will make you a tourniquet. And there I have 8 tourniquets right there. Okay, and that's about as cheap as you're gonna get it. So just cut that, throw that in the bag. You're good to go. The other thing I got is some very inexpensive gauze. I think I have one out here, so I don't have to pull those. Pardon me. It is windy. We got a storm coming in, and I wanted to get this video done before I had to go in from the rain. Okay, this is just some gauze bandages. They're 4.1 yards long. And I got these also. Actually, I think I got these from either Walmart or maybe CVS. I don't remember. But they were pretty cheap. And they don't come, let's see, do they come pre-packed? No, they're all just in there, so they're not sterile or anything like that. But I'll tell you what, if you had to do some wound packing, that would work. And they're not as good as the Z-Fold. You know, the invention of Z-Fold wound packing material was wonderful because it kind of accordions out and you don't have to worry about dropping this. So you really need to practice, and I can't do it one-handed, practice holding the material here while you wound pack like that. And if you got somebody with you, you can have them hold the material and string it out to you. But you got to wound pack. You got to cram all this material down into the wound. All right, and believe it or not, this stuff will do it. And it was just the cheapest stuff I could find. But in a situation where you need something, it's really going to be a lifesaver. Then I got some shears. I don't recommend you just buy some scissors or anything like that. I think you probably need to go ahead and get some real shears. Now you say, what's the shears for? Well, it's not for cutting that. It's for cutting clothes off. You're going to have to get those clothes out of the way if somebody is bleeding profusely from a limb. And, you know, we're talking jeans and we're talking heavy jackets and shirts. You don't have time to mess around with that stuff. And probably if they're bleeding in a lot of pain, you know, pulling their clothes off them in the normal way is not going to be an option. So you need to go ahead and spend $5 for some good shears. And I think you can get some of these at Walmart or off Amazon, but you can get them. They're good enough, and $5 will get you a pair. And then I've thrown in some thermal blankets. I didn't even have thermal blankets in this thing. But once you've treated somebody and stopped that blood loss and you're waiting for actual medical personnel to arrive, you know, they've lost blood. Their core body temperature is going to plummet. And anything you can do to keep that from happening and to stabilize that person, to keep them from going into shock. So I've just bought some of these, and these things are, I think, I'll throw the price up, but I think they're like $1.50 a piece. They're cheap off Amazon. Sometimes you can go to, you know, events and they give these things away. But those items right there, and I've thrown them in a little dry bag from Walmart. It's just one of those Ozark Trails or whatever it is, outdoor dry bag. That, folks, is a poor man's emergency response kit. I mean, you can treat quite a few bleed issues with that kit right there. Probably more than you are going to have time to get to. But maybe there's another a buddy of yours, somebody else who's trained, that you pour this thing out on the floor and you just go to town on the wounded people. It really could come in handy. I think you should have something like this in an office drawer at your place of work or warehouse, in the office, in a file cabinet. It's just a good thing to have. When you can go to something like this, and even better, they sell some bleed out kits that are just incredible. I know at the headquarters building where I work, we have those on the wall. But This can do the job if it has to. Hey guys, I was just looking over the video and I left something out. This here is vet wrap. This is an inexpensive version of the wrap that adheres to itself. It's the same stuff you use on humans, but you buy it at Tractor Supply, and it's a little cheaper. And you can buy it in bulk, or you can buy just one at a time, maybe $3. And where this comes in handy is once you've mashed all this material into the wound and got that wound to slow down, the bleeding to slow down, you could go ahead and wrap it with what's left of this. Wrap it real tight, and that's good, do that. But then it'd be nice to have some of this material to go back over, because remember, in this kit we don't have those expensive 4-inch Israeli bandages. So we're doing to make the best we can and pull this real tight to get some pressure over that wound, and apply our own hand pressure, and hopefully we'll get that bleeding to stop. So I'm going to throw that in there too, and just wanted to make sure that I did this addendum. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm going to go get ready for the storm.